You know me, I don't understand how half this stuff works. And welcome back to the Create Mod here on Music Free Gaming. It is great to have you here, and I am excited. It was a busy weekend the other day. It was General Conference weekend. Didn't get a lot of time to record, but I did get a lot of time to get these. That's right. I now have more Nether Stars than I will probably need, maybe. I have 50 of them. I have a Wither Skeleton farm now that dumps all the Wither Skeletons, and it is awesome because I need to go diggy today. That's right. I've got a couple of projects that need to be done, and the first one involves lots of digging. So the first project I've got for the episode today is I need to extend and expand my train scheduling setup. Unfortunately, that's going to require a little bit, or actually probably a lot of digging. So I'm going to start here, set up a beacon now that I have beacons, and get a little haste too and make this a whole lot easier. Also, I could, instead of torches, use other fun stuff like frog lights, other frog lights, or maybe even frog lights. Okay, yes, I could use glowstone, but glowstone is ugly as heck, and I don't want to deal with that. That's not any fun at all. But I also have a zillion and a half frog lights, so that might really be the way to go. I really like this system. Is it the most advanced scheduling system in the world? Not even a little bit! But it works great. And it gives me a lot of flexibility for moving items around with only a couple of trains. And I've got space to add a third one. I just don't know if I need it yet. I don't know if I need the third one yet. So having the extra train running around would probably be kind of nice at some point. Just make everything taller. That's the secret in Minecraft. You know, how do I do everything? Just make it bigger. Just dig out more space than you think you're going to need, because then it turns out you're actually going to need it. And it's just going to save time later. So here I go, diggy. I have most of this set up. I need more radio links, but I've got a good chunk over here. One of the first things I have to do is move the train schedule that calls for netherrack and goes to the potions, because it was just out of reach from the potion factory. So what I need to do is slide this thing down that way, probably actually to this guy right here, and that will probably be close enough that this will work for me. Let's double check, make sure that sucks in. All right, cool. Now I just need to move the radio stuff. Okay. What's going on with the bouncy llamas? What are you doing up there? He must have walked in and fell through the hole, and now we've got llama yo-yos. I'll tell you, man, these wandering merchants end up in the weirdest places. Whoa, I don't want to be down here. I don't want to be down here either. Okay. All right, no, we're good. I'm just going to smash my face into my machinery. We're fine. Everything is fine here now. How are you? Sounds like I'm close to critters, but... Oh, I guess, yeah, there's my sheep farm. Okay. Or my little animal farm there. Don't worry. All of the animals are equal. Some of them are just more equal than others. You don't have to worry about it. They have set themselves up a nice farming commune, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen to any of them. Oh, right. I've got this set up. I've moved my potion netherrack call switch a little bit closer. So the potion is now calling for netherrack. The trains are running. So, great. So that'll now brew up all the netherrack it can, or use the netherrack and grind it into redstone and everything else it needs. Oh, that is nice. That is so nice. So now the next thing I'm going to have to do is start adding train schedules for a few other things like blaze powder or blaze rods and stuff for the potion factory. So that's why I've got radios down here so that it's a little bit closer and can actually reach. Okay. And this is the important part. When you set up a scheduling system like this, you want to turn loop forever off, because if it's on, your trains will just go forever and it's not going to do anything else. So if you turn loop forever off, it'll go, do its thing, and come back and stop until the next job, which could be this one. That's fine. The looping will be controlled by the sorting system, not by the train. So I've run into a problem. Okay, now the problem is my area is too big. Right? You can see kind of sort of my mob farm is getting out of render distance. Like if I land here, whip out free cam, yeah, see, that's the end of the world, right? So if my trains get out here, they can't actually pick up anything. So if I'm over here doing work and my stuff is calling for mob drops to go to the potion factory, nothing is actually ever going to get picked up. Oh, sure, the trains will go over there, but they're not actually going to pick up anything. So the solution is going to use beacons. So if I take a beacon, grab some emeralds over here in an automated crafter, let's hit that button, and it crafted a chunk loader. Right? Now, a chunk loader could be added to a contraption to, surprisingly enough, load chunks. I think I can add these to my trains, so while they're traveling along the track, they will load the areas and then, of course, load up all of the storage stuff. Oops, wrong way. Load up all of the storage stuff so they could do their pickups, their deliveries, and all of that goodness. All right, so what I'm going to do on my train here is I'm going to take that block out. Okay, which maybe looks a little weird, but put that chunk loader in place. Now, there we go. Yeah, that looks fine right there behind the chicken. Now, as this train goes around, assuming I'm understanding how this works correctly, which, you know me, I don't understand how half this stuff works a lot of the time. But if I'm understanding this correctly, then as my trains go around, they'll now load chunks and do all of the pickups and deliveries. At least that's the idea. Oh, it's working. So let me free cam over to the potion room. My potion storage, which was way down, is now all the way filled up. That means blaze rods have been delivered. In fact, you can see this starting to fill up. Oh, yes. So it won't render for me because it's outside of render distance. But the chunk is being loaded, and that means the storage is actually being used. Oh, that is so fabulous. Yes, there it is. You can see there's the truck going in, and yeah, there it is, dropping off blaze powder. Or it's actually dropping blaze rods. The blaze powder is coming out of the crusher. So, sweet. I love it when things work. I should mention, as we're in here looking at the schedule board here, I did install a new mod. There's a mod out there called Create Chunk Loader. Really creative. It does exactly what it does. It's a chunk loader for Create. And you just attach that chunk loader to a contraption and it loads the chunks. And it's working wonderfully. Now, it doesn't work across dimensions. Something to keep in mind. But I don't need it to work across dimensions. I just need it to work from here to my mob farm. Now, that's all sorted out. It's spent a little time. Got these things set. So now I can call for all the frog lights and belts and kelp blocks and stuff that I need from the various farms I have set up. And I've got plenty of room for growth as I have other things that get added. So I think for now, this project is done. The last thing I want to do today actually involves these guys. And no, I'm not spending the rest of the episode moving villagers. No, the problem I have is that I have enchanted books stashed all over the place. And they're not organized in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's time to do something about that. So I'm up here on the second floor with these all of these librarians, and I decided to lay out 42 barrels. If I count it correctly, and we all know how well I can count, this should be enough to hold for one barrel for every enchanted book. I think there are 40 in the base vanilla, and there are 2 more that are added by Create Mod. Now, I'm not getting all of those books yet, but I figured why not go ahead and lay out the space for them anyway. And yes, they come over my enchantment station. That's going to be a little funky, but it's all right. But what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just set up a system to automatically sort all of my books. Here's how the sorting is going to work. I'm going to get the books on this mechanical belt, and then I'm going to have the mechanical arms chunked down at a couple of strategic points that will then feed into these funnels. Now, this one's feeding out for just a moment so I can test things. The way this is going to work, you can't just throw the book you want to filter in here, right? So if I want to filter Aqua Affinity, let's see, if I throw like Depth Strider down, see, it's still going to get put in because this regular filter only reads the item type, right? It just sees that, oh yes, it was an enchanted book. So what you have to do is you take a filter, you add your book, tell it to respect data, and then you throw it in there. So if I throw down, here's the Depth Strider book, the arm's going to ignore it. But if I throw down the Aqua Affinity book, it's going to get sorted right in there. So that's how this is going to work. Now I just have to get a bunch of funnels with a bunch of filters, and and then we should be good to go. So this is how I'm going to lay things out. It's basically alphabetical, but in a couple of places I combined books. So I decided to put the 2 curse books, The Binding and Vanishing, in one chest, or one barrel, because that's easy, right? And I'm never going to have a full barrel full of both of those books. Same with Luck of the Sea and Lure. I don't use those often. If I get more than a whole barrel full, I'll grab a shulker and stack some in there, right? Same with Multi-Shot and Piercing. Now, there are a few others that, maybe I could have combined. Like, I could have maybe combined all of the protection books into a single chest. I think we're doing okay for now. I do have some extras just in case. And then this last barrel here, this will be the book drop-off. I can just throw in a book and it will get dropped down onto the belt and fed down to the rest of the system down here. Now you can see by all of the axes that are sitting in the filters, I don't have any of these things set. And that's going to be the real pain and suffering here, I think, is going to be get all of these set. And this is, I think, going to end up being an ongoing project because I just don't have all of these books. That's something that I'll have to work on a little bit over time. It'll be nice to be able to sort them when I do get them. Yep, so that's where it's at. Now it comes the long and tedious process of setting filters for the books that I have and buying a lot of the books that I don't. So I've got the filter set for all of the books that I have. Obviously, that's not all of them, but it's really nice. I can just come in here, drop off a bunch of books, and they'll end up slinging right down the line here. Oops. Get here where you can actually see. And things will just end up sorting. And if there was something I missed, it gets dropped over here into this last funnel, which is just an overflow chest sitting right here. so I can unload everything and away it goes. I also set up this barrel for books, lecterns, bookshelves, emeralds. Just, hey, here's all the stuff I'm using to trade. Just throw it up here. There could be some advantage to maybe moving it down to this box, so that if I'm down here trading, I can just reach up and grab it. I hate it when I have good ideas after I do things. All right, well, that's fine, because it's just that easy to change the filter. Let's go ahead and just take these things out, throw them back in, and yes, I could have put them in the barrel myself, but this way, at least kind of see how that works, right? And I still have some extra space if I need it. So yeah, this is going to be so much nicer. And I've got it closed up, at least from this side. If I need to get in to set more filters, which I know I'll have to do eventually, I can just cut through this wall and tear out some of the ceiling above so I can jump around. But that's in good shape. Now, this track that's here and these holes, this is the that bank of empty villager slots that are all down here on this side. That's where I had my clerics before I moved them down to the potion factory. So I've got slots here for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 extra villagers. Now I'm breeding some up now. Turn the breeder back on, so I'm getting a few more villagers here, and I'll be able to swing them over and drop them in, hopefully without too much trouble. I might have to take some signs off while I do that. So as I'm ready and get the villagers in place and really close this up and take these rails out, but at this point, I think this is looking good enough. And honestly, I'm okay with good enough. Even down here, it's not too bad. I put in some trapdoors so I can get into the barrels. I did add lapis to this miscellaneous barrel. There's the drop off, so it should be pretty good. And that is gonna do it for today. This has been great, getting all the train schedules set up, getting my library sorted. Man, I love a sorted library. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for more of the fun Create Mod goodness. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming, signing off.